Okay, so let's start, yeah? I'm gonna start recording in 1, 2, 3. We're on. First of all, welcome everyone. One more week here. I'm really excited to see all these faces. So if you wanna put the video on, feel free. Um, I'm gonna ask everyone who's not talking to please mute themselves. I cannot do it because since I'm recording, my microphone needs to be always on. So don't tell me to mute myself. I already know this. Okay. And yeah, I know like I don't start with my update, but it's like a short one, and I'm really excited to share it. So Tiago, can we go down to the Good Dow update? Because big news, Good Dollar is going to sell. Woo! And that's thanks to everybody. We approved it with like a 99.87% with 252 members voting. So guess what? We were only 3 members short on like a record participation. That I'm sure like we're gonna get it. Like I'm sure we're gonna keep increasing these numbers because the Good Dollar Snapshot, that it's the app that we use to vote, now has like Tiago, can you scroll down a little bit? I think it's like 420 members. So that's awesome. And how many people there is in this call now? I think like we are on 20. So please, if you voted on the last election, put an emoji on the chat. And if you haven't done it, please shoot us a DM, me, or like Progress, so we can help you do it next time, because there's gonna be like a lot of like exciting votings coming up in the next following weeks. Also about the Celo expansion. Yeah, I love seeing all these emojis. Also about the Celo expansion. So soon we're gonna be sharing more information about the grant and the next steps and everything that the team is doing to make this a reality. And that was all. So I couldn't hold it. So Anna, you can go next now after this.
Well, Mary, thank you so much for the update. It's really, really exciting, and really exciting for us. Obviously we at the core team proposed the expansion to Celo, and this is something that we've been looking forward to working in their ecosystem for a long time. But it was incredible to see the community come out to support and to see how aligned we all were about what is the right ecosystem and what are the right types of partners to grow the project, and everyone feeling confident that we're making the right move as we think about expanding Good Dollar as a multi-chain protocol, and what are the key things of an ecosystem that are going to help Good Dollar thrive. So we're thrilled. Really quickly, I see we have our friends from Kima DAO, from Jonathan from Kima DAO here. So I'm going to try to go quickly and then hand it over to Jonathan so he can present soon. But I do have a few updates here. First and foremost, we have some really exciting news, which is that we have you guys have been hearing Dorit and I talk for a while about establishing a new entity setup. We have made tremendous progress in setting up a new Cayman Foundation company that is based out of the Cayman Islands. It's called Good Labs. The company we had the company articles approved this next week. There's a bunch of process that has to happen in terms of, registering the business and all of that. But we're really looking forward to sharing with all of you basically a structure, an overview of the corporate governance of Good Labs. And I think most importantly, what is the relationship between this entity and the protocol and the DAO, and how all of you are going to be empowered to take more actions in leading the growth of Good Dollar through this restructuring. And so we're really looking forward to sharing that. We are going to, if we could scroll down for a second, I had mentioned last week that we would share a 2023 work plan and KPIs, but a big part of that work plan is actually going to be the kickoff and the establishment of the different sub-DAOs that we actually want to be led by community members like yourselves. And so I do have a deck that I'm ready to share with the community, but we're still, Mary, Pat, myself, we're still working on it a little bit, if you will, because when we share the strat, please mute yourself if you're not talking. Thank you. Because when we share the strategy, a big part of this is actually going to be sharing what are the opportunities for you guys to get involved in taking more, a real lead in the future of the protocol. Things like we're going to establish a good DAO treasury, for example, and what are the roles for the best practices for the treasury? How can people become involved in the management of it? What are the purposes of it? What is that budget going to be used for? So that's an example. And out of the treasury, we're going to begin to empower different sub-DAOs, different working groups to take on much more responsibility that that's meant really for the growth that's critical to the growth of the protocol, and you guys leading the growth of the protocol in terms of who receives grants, what are the protocol basically parameters, some of the monetary policy around it, etc. So I know that we said that we would do it in January. We're a little bit, it always takes a little bit longer than you think. But starting on our next meeting call on February 9th, we'll be sharing an overall protocol work plan. And within that, the initial sub-DAOs that will be kicking off for the community and some associated budget that will accompany those sub-DAOs. If you've ever been interested in DAO treasury management, liquidity, learning more about protocol tokenomics and how we can optimize the protocol, this is your moment. We're going to be looking for people to contribute there. And so that's a little bit of a primer of what to come. I'm going to stop my update midway, and I'm actually going to hand it over to Jonathan from Kima Finance. Jonathan has joined us, and I'll let him introduce himself, but the Celo expansion passed this past week, as you guys all know, and we want to create the situation where people are easily able to operate both on Fuse and on Celo and move their good dollars seamlessly through in a multi-chain paradigm easily. And so a big part of the Celo deployment is actually building of bridges that will enable members to really as easily and hopefully as safely as possible move their good dollars from Fuse to Celo and vice versa. There will be a variety of bridges that will enable people to do that. And Kima has built one of those micro bridges that is designed to enable people to move their good dollars back and forth. And so with that, Jonathan, none of us on the team have seen this yet. So this is a demo for everyone. But Jonathan is going to present what they've built at Kima, which will be a key part of hopefully what we'll be using to deploy on Celo. So Jonathan, please take it away.
Thank you, Anna. Hi, everybody. Really nice to be here today. It's actually my first time speaking to anyone from Good Dollars, so always nice to meet new people. We're very excited about what we built because I think when it comes to mainnet tokens or mainnet, let's say connecting to mainnets, this is our first one. So it's like our first real baby, let's say. So we're really excited about it. Took quite a bit of effort because we were only working with testnets until now. Yeah, without any further ado, let me share the screen and let's see it. Let me know when you can see the screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
You can see it? All right. So because MetaMask is, famously kind of slow, I went ahead and already copied my address in, right? My target address. You can see here, you can see the source network is Fuse. You can see the wallet connected, it's my MetaMask. And then you can see the target chain is Celo, right? Here you can see my target address. Let's say we're gonna send $5 good. Wait for approval. I have to accept with my MetaMask. Hopefully it opens. Here we go. This is the problem with MetaMask. Lovely. Here it goes. Should be coming up any second. All right. So we give permission to access your good dollars. Yes, we confirm. The transaction fee is super low on Fuse. Hit confirm. Now, you see everything. We can submit the transaction. And now we can see the status of where our funds are. So it starts from initializing, source transfer. Once it passes source transfer, it'll head to validation. And that's actually something that we feel is very important compared to, like, let's say, I don't know, other bridges that exist. You don't know where your funds are, right? One thing that I should say, my team would kill me because we don't like to call ourselves a bridge, but we like to say that this is one of our functions, right? So one of the functions of the Kima chain is the bridging aspect, right? But at the same time, we also have like another function, another use case, which is, for example, if someone wants to buy an NFT, sorry. Okay, so if someone wants to also buy an NFT cross-chain, they can do that, except instead of the bridging aspect, it would be like a payment, right? So it'd go from the source wallet straight to the marketplace's wallet. So that's one of our functions as well. But this is the one that we, let's say, kind of started Kima on, right? Because we noticed that there was a need for something like this. There was a need for, let's say, a bridging application that didn't use smart contracts or synthetic tokens, right? So anyways, we passed validation. We're on the target transfer phase. Once that goes through, hopefully soon, we will get to the finalization, and then we should find our good dollars in my Celo wallet.
And if I can just add one note here, I think one of the important things to note is that you're actually sending your good dollars from the same wallet address on Fuse to the same wallet address on Celo. So
that's correct.
So for you guys, the important thing is that your same wallet address, the same good dollar wallet that you opened on Fuse, is going to be your address on Celo. And within that wallet, you're going to have good dollars that some live on Fuse, some live on Celo, and through technologies like Kima, you'll actually be able to move them back and forth, all associated with the exact same address. And that's through the EVM compatibility of Fuse and Celo, so you are able to have one address.
That's correct, Anna. The fact that you guys, that Fuse and Celo are both EVM compatible was very helpful. The only issues we experienced when building this actually was probably the fact that Fuse doesn't use a light client. But we got through it. We managed to actually solve that problem before schedule. And we got it done. So here we can find our latest transaction once I switch to the Celo wallet. Here we go, assets. And
so you'll see what he's doing is switching chains up in his MetaMask. Yep. So you're actually switching what network you're viewing your wallet address through.
That's right. And our good dollars are here. I already transferred yesterday $5, so now we have 10 basically. So it came through. That's done. You can see the good dollars, and if you'd like, I can demonstrate it going back to Fuse. You can see both sides, but that's essentially it. It's up and running. It's working. Yeah, you guys are our first. This is our first. Let's say Good Dollar is our first. Let's say baby on mainnet, so we're super happy about it. I can demonstrate it now going backwards if you'd like. Pardon?
I think it was someone in the chat. I think one of the questions that we have from the community is it's actually from one of our devs is this real good dollars? Is this not on testnet? And I think Jonathan, if you also could send through all of the documentation,
Absolutely.
all the links, everything, so that we can start to have our engineers check this out.
Absolutely. So I can share all our docs, everything like that. Our testnet, well, this is basically our demo, is still on private testnet. So our demo is still on private testnet, but it should go live very relatively soon, like in the next few weeks. But I can share all the docs. I can share everything. I can even ask our CTO, who comes back from holidays on Tuesday, if we can actually share the password so that you guys could actually access the private testnet and play with it yourselves.
I think what I'm gonna do is, Lewis, I think I'll add you to our I'll add you also to the group with Kima to make sure you're in it.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll send everything in the Telegram chat.
Can I ask a minor question?
I think MetaMask wants to do something.
Is my mic working?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
The question that I have was if there's a Telegram channel already. Is Hadar is there in as well? Is he aware of Kima?
Oh yeah, he's in there. I'm adding you
Okay.
now.
Okay,
cool,
great.
cool.
So yeah, I'd be happy to share all the documentation. I don't know what MetaMask wants from me right now.
It's saying that Lewis, I'm just gonna send you a link right now to join the group. If I can. Haven't. We'll take it off. We'll take it offline, but there is a group, and Lewis will get you added to it, and we will make sure that you see everything.
Absolutely. So let me go back to it. So yeah, I can demonstrate really quickly if you'd like the opposite way.
Sure.
From Cello back to Fuse. I'm gonna send our good dollars back as soon as MetaMask allows it. In target, and let's do $7 good dollars. Yeah, to be honest, guys, MetaMask is probably the most annoying part of the process. It takes a little while to load and everything, but once it does that, the chain works really well. Transferring $7 good back over to Fuse. Almost there. And I'll check my MetaMask wallet just to show you that the $7 good have arrived. And then I'll let you guys go on with your meeting.
This has been a great demo, though. Thank you.
It's our pleasure, 100%.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Thank you for inviting me. It changes from our team meetings, you know. It's nice to see new faces.
Yeah.
One of the fun things about good dollars, you never know which face you're going to see in the meeting.
But yeah, it's 100%. We'll be finalizing. Let's see if it's updated on MetaMask. My MetaMask opens. I'm gonna start using a different wallet. MetaMask is just, I don't know.
So as Jonathan finishes the demo, I'll just take this opportunity to say that, the expansion, bringing good dollar multi-chain is going to be a new paradigm for our users and for our community, in terms of how people actually experiencing claiming good dollars every day. The Good Wallet, which people use, to sign up and to claim Fuse most days, is not actually going to enable you to claim on Celo. And so in order to use this bridge or in order to claim on Celo, we're going to have to provide a lot more educational materials on actually using your Good Dollar wallet address in other third-party wallet providers and how you can use your Good Dollar wallet address to other dApps such as GoodSwap. So as you know, Pat will be demoing for you all a range of new user flows and a range of new functionalities that are based off of you guys actually exporting your Good Dollar wallet into a third-party wallet interface. I think where most people, even though MetaMask has its challenges, it's the one that's most widely used. So that's probably where we'll recommend that community members start. And you'll be able to, actually begin to use your Good Dollar wallet address and the good dollars that you have in your account in a more true Web3 way, through connecting to dApp interfaces, which is different than the Good Wallet to date. So a lot more to come on with the Celo deployment, what that means for how people sign up, how people claim, how you send and receive your good dollars on each chain, how you move your good dollars across chains. It's going to be a new shift in the future of the project. So we're excited for it.
Yep. Just gonna go ahead and refresh because I think MetaMask is bugging a little bit.
All right. Jonathan, not to cut you out, but I think we should continue.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah.
Please do, guys.
I also see, yeah. So we'll stop there, and Mary, let's go back to core agenda. Tiago, I'm pulling back up your. Thank you, Jonathan, for coming. I'm sure that we'll be in touch, as we bring everything into production and get the user guides and the links and all the instructions and everything gets ready to go.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks again for having me. It was a pleasure to meet all of you, and we'll talk very soon.
Hey, great.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Tiago, can you refresh your screen? Because I cannot see it.
Now you can?
Yes, now it's working. So, Anna, do you want to continue with your update or let's Tiago go ahead?
Do two really quick things I just want to make sure people are aware of. Scroll down. We'll talk about segmented UBI another time. Few events that are going on. There's ETH Tel Aviv that's happening February 1st through the 7th. Trand, Hadar, Dorit are going to be around. So if there's any chance people are going to be in Tel Aviv, in Israel at that time, make sure you reach out to me, Mary, Hadar, Bertrand, whoever, to get connected with the group. We're also hoping that we'll get accepted for a speaking slot at ETH Denver, in which case I will make my best effort to go and represent the group. Let me know if anyone's going to be there. I'd love to be able to send more people with just the bear market reality. So we're hoping that we can get a speaking slot and find our way in that way. Two other wins that I want to make sure people are aware of. Good Dollar was actually nominated by one of the leading European Blockchain Association policy groups. We're one of the top 4 finalists for the most exciting prize in open innovation. So hopefully we'll win. Nice always to get recognition. And we also were mentioned in the Milken Institute's top innovations to watch. For this next year, the Milken Institute is a large-scale economic policy and reporting organization. They host events all over the year. They're very focused on macroeconomic and capital markets development in Africa, around the continent. It's really exciting to see them acknowledge us, and hopefully the beginning of more to come. Mary, I see Ron joined us, and so I'm going to stop and actually give Ron an opportunity to introduce himself and share a little bit about what he's been working on.
Everyone, so my name is Ron, and I'm also working with Anna at eToro and Good Dollar. I'm a Web3 analyst. That means that I'm responsible for a couple of NFTs and crypto and DeFi initiatives inside eToro. And I will also helping Good Dollar with our cool NFT projects. We are thinking about the strategy for our NFT projects and building the everything else inside with our partners that call Cyberbox Art. Cyberbox Art is a marketplace based on Celo blockchain. They are a refi marketplace. That means that they are supporting sustainable blockchains and DAO communities, impact communities. Really cool things. We are also searching for artists from the community. So if someone wants to participate in the NFT project and to be part of it, you can also contact Mary and Anna, and then we will be able to discuss him. Thank you.
So So exactly. So anyone who's interested in participating in the NFT project that Ron is running, it's going to be part of the Celo deployment over the next few months. Ron has a lot of experience in NFT strategy, so I'm really excited to have him involved and helping to contribute to the community there. This is our opportunity to introduce him to the community and to let you guys know if you want to join the NFT working group for this project. Now is the time, if you will. So thank you, Ron, for joining, and more to come.
Okay, Tiago.
Done with my updates. Let's skip to someone else.
Tiago, go ahead. No, your turn, Tiago.
Okay.
Shows the numbers.
I will quickly summarize some numbers from the last week. First, about our members in the last 7 days. We are with almost 500,000 good dollar claimers, 4,000 active claimers, and in the last 7 days we add in the good dollar almost 1,000 new claimers. Less than the previous 7 days, but still a lot of users. Most of these users come from Bangladesh. Bangladesh had a little more than 3,000 users in the last month, and Bangladesh is still the top country in claims and also in transactions. In our protocol, we deliver a little less than $3,000 in UBI, equivalent to a little more than 400 good dollars per user. And in total, we generate more than $20,000 in UBI. In terms of transactions, we pass more than 5 million equivalent in transactions and more than 500 million amount of transactions. The transactions are constantly growing over the time. Most do it by Bangladesh users who are helping this number a lot. And a last number is about our Artrisk integration. We sold more than 200 NFTs in the total of 1.5 million good dollars, and 5% of this became UBI to the users in the good dollar. Basically, these are the numbers from the last 7 days. And go to Artrisk and sold some NFTs. And that's it.
Thanks, Tiago. Bertrand is not here with us today, so we're gonna skip. And today, Luis, is gonna give us the product and develop upgrade. So go ahead, Luis.
Yeah, thank you. It will be a short one. Normally, Pat does this sort of stuff, but she has fallen ill, unfortunately. So feel better soon, Pat. Basically, what we have been working on the development side has been preparing for the Celo expansion. First stage is to be able to even connect GoodSwap to Celo, be able to use Ubiswap for swapping your good dollars to whatever token you wish to swap to. And the first bridge which we will be supporting will be multi-chain. Alex has been doing a lot of stuff on the background. There was earlier this week a small issue with gas fees in the wallet that has been fixed by now. I think it was Monday that it was. Also various server backend things that have been fixed. We are working on our data gathering, which we call analytics, so that we can better see what we need to build or get insights how people use the product in order for us to build stuff better. I don't know if that's the right phrase, but we've also been looking into social login, which Alex has been doing, so that it will in the future be possible to connect a new wallet connected to your email address to GoodSwap, so you are not necessarily tied to only your Good Dollar wallet, which also a lot of people might like in the future. And basically, that's the work. I have been mainly working closely with our new designer, Sana. I don't think she is here in the call, but we have been slowly going over GoodSwap, and it will, in small parts, start to have a new design. So over the course of the next few months, let's say, it will have a new design, a new style, and slowly new features will be added. I think that's it for now.
Thanks, Luis.
Anything I missed?
No, that was great. That was a first time, great time, really.
Great update. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
Progress, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Hi, guys.
Hi, Progress.
Hi. Hello, Anna. So yeah, how did that get to me? All right, the ambassador program is ready to roll out, at least the first part of it. So we've looked over it, we've dropped ideas, we've done stuff to it, and the ambassadors will be seeing some updates real soon with regards to expectations on monthly basis, right? So yeah, next is the Nigerian team had Twitter Space on the 25th. That was yesterday. It was centered around incorporating Web3 and Web2 for personal and financial development. So the recording is on the Nigerian page. In case anyone is interested, you can go check it out. Next is the UBI Africa Dialogue Series, which Steve, one of our ambassadors, is facilitating. I think it's going to really be an interesting session. It's a Zoom session, so it's happening tomorrow, and the details are on the flyer, and the details of this, I think the link to join is also on the Nigerian page, and Nigerian Twitter page, or probably I'll drop it after now on the chat box, so that you can make out time for it. It will really be an enlightening session. And finally, we've made some updates to the community centers, right? Where we have the brand asset page. Please, can you open that for me?
Yeah, Diego, can you please click on the brand asset page? Oh, that's actually the Good Dollar events. Just present the events.
Yes, so okay. So yeah, this is the Good Dollar events page. Sorry, I think there was a mix up there. So yeah, we've updated the calls, the past calls, and the dates for the future calls. So you can go check that out in case you want to go back to any of the calls we had or any of the events. We are still updating it as we go, but we set up dates for events for the first quarter, including events that are still ideas, so you can go check it out and just keep yourself updated with what's going on in the community in terms of community events. So yeah, that's basically it for me. And for the brand asset page, I think I'll put that in the next call. So yeah.
Awesome, thanks, Progress. I just making a mistake, but I'm just adding on the chat the Good Dollar event page, and just letting you know, guys, that if you want to add any event that you're hosting or doing, keep in contact with Progress so he can add them It's a previous link, Tiago. Like if you click on Good Dollar Events, yeah. Yeah, there you are. So, for example, here you can find all the community calls that we're gonna be doing on these first 3 months of the year, and any other events. So please, if you want to add an event, again, check it out with Progress.
And just to add there, our goal is to use these community calls to, as a meeting place for everything that's happening around Good Dollar. So the same way that we had, different guests join us today, more and more people and teams beginning to build off of Good Dollar, integrate Good Dollar, host learning and community events around Good Dollar. So these community calls are not just for me and Mary to talk and share updates of what we're working on. They're really for other people to provide the space for other people to share what they're doing in their own communities and circulate it with everyone else. So please remember this. Our goal is to get to a point where a call where Mary and I don't talk at all.
That's definitely my goal, because I still get nervous when I need to talk on
I
this.
have a question, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what's the best? Is it to submit like a year plan of events, or a 6-month plan, or a monthly plan of events? Because we have like 6-month plan of events already in Cameroon.
If you have like 6 months, just send them to Progress, and he can add them here. Whatever events you have, that'd be great. And yeah,
we'll make sure that we'll add you also to an agenda for a week to present all of the events that you've planned, and I'm sure other ambassadors will be interested to learn from you about what you're presenting on, how you've organized them. It'll be great.
Yeah, I would love to share what we are doing here. We're doing a lot of stuff here.
Everyone wants to hear about it.
Yep, we are excited about it. And okay, Tiago, I don't know if you can still go back to the brand assets. I've just dropped the right link. Let me just quickly run through it since we have some time.
Can you paste the link on the chat so Tiago can click on it?
Okay. Where's my chat? I've updated it on the Notion page though, so you can just go there, and I've dropped it on the chat too. Awesome. So yeah, this is a great tool for the ambassadors. If you're creating content, it's good we stick to the brand colors, logos, templates. We just want everything going out to be uniform. So yeah, it would really be a great tool for you for your content creation. And we've also updated the Canva template, and there you see the instructions on what to do, how to get your stuff done on Canva without altering the original design, so someone else can come back and use the same templates. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but at any point, if you are trying to use these materials and you get any difficulty, feel free to reach me or Mary. We'll definitely put you through. And yeah, so that's it.
Thanks, Progress. Yeah, as he said, this template is just to like make your work like easily. We work with Sana to get them done, and I'm really excited for it. So if you have like any troubles like trying to edit them or like anything, contact me or Progress. So I'm gonna open, if anyone has like any questions or anything that they would like to add. We still have like 10 minutes. It's like a good opportunity for it. And like if you don't want to speak in English, you can write your question on the chat. No worries. I see like Andres is typing, but I don't know.
We'll give you guys a few more minutes to if you have anything to add. Otherwise, I think the major thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think anyone was talking.
Oh. Otherwise, what I was gonna say is we're going to the Celo deployment is actually going to begin to happen in the next week or so, as Lewis mentioned, and so we've Pat has presented to the community in the past, but essentially it's gonna happen over the next week or so that we'll begin to deploy the token and deploy the bridge. There will be some upcoming votes that will be about the segmented, basically how much UBI do we initially propose to distribute on Celo, and what's the vision for that moving forward. So there will be another upcoming vote, so keep your eyes peeled there. And part of Celo deployment will actually be, providing liquidity for the token. So if you've been a liquidity provider on Voltage or on Fuse in the past, going to be some upcoming liquidity incentive campaigns or opportunities as we deploy on Celo, so make sure you're paying attention to that. Ultimately, we'll do really make sure everyone is aware around this claim is available and when people can really begin to claim from a new UBI tool. And so lots and lots of exciting deployments in the next months as well. If you have the time, I'm going to mention one other thing, which is really exciting community-led segmented UBI study that's happening from Rightful Share in South Africa, led by Karen Euste. This is on the agenda, and I included the link to her website. Karen, for those of you who don't know, Karen is she's a former South African parliament member and a longtime UBI advocate. And she has started an organization called Rightful Share that's focused on advocating for UBI in South Africa. Starting this next week, she's beginning a pilot where she's going to distribute a specific amount of UBI to a set number of participants in a rural village that she lives in I think it's northwestern South Africa. And she is going to begin to run a UBI study based off of Good Dollar, where she's going to giving the participants around $80 worth of Good Dollars a month. And it's really exciting because it's the first time another builder is actually going to run a UBI pilot or experiment through the Good Dollar infrastructure. And so we'll be sharing more about that on the Good Dollar socials, more to come. But that will be, we're looking forward to having that kick off as well in the next few weeks. Karen's great.
Awesome. I think Faisal wants to talk because he asked me to unmute him.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for unmuting me. I wanted to talk for a very long time, but I was at work and then my boss was around, so I have to just excuse myself and then do it real quick and then go back to work. Okay, the Good Dollar community in Ghana, one of the members is trying to pilot an entrepreneurship. Like he's trying to learn how to make soap making, and then begin to trade the soap for good dollar. So that's the update in the Ghanaian community. And then he has already started learning the soap by himself, and then other few good dollar communities, just 3 of them are doing that to sell the soap for good dollar. For those who can't afford, they will just claim their good dollar, then go to them and then buy the soap as well. I spoke with Progress. I told Progress about it, and then he gave me an idea to run the program for all the good dollar communities, those who can be able to participate. And I really thank him for that idea, and that's what we'll be trying to do by the end of next month. It's very huge because workers, I'm very occupied with work, so maybe by the end of next month, that's February, we should be done with that. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I don't know like more details, but maybe Progress can help you to submit this to the micro grants program that NOAC is building. Just as an idea, maybe that fits there as well.
All right, thank you.
No, thank you.
I suggest the same, and I think the goal of the micro grants project is to enable people with good dollars to see and readily be able to donate into efforts like that. So efforts like what you're starting, Faisal. So I think Progress, we should think about how can we make sure that when someone's on a community site, they understand what are the different projects that are available for funding and who they are and what their goals are. And because to me, this seems like something that we should be able to connect the dots on.
Okay, thank you. I think I have to run back to work.
Thank you for running out to join us.
Right now. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for talking. I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything. It's your last chance. Love how active the chat is, by the way. That's really cool. Salva, I want to hear your voice. I keep seeing your text on the chat. So if you can talk and say what you just say on the chat, that'd be great. I see you mute yourself. Okay, we cannot hear you, but Salva was saying that before ending the call, remember to keep minting and selling NFTs on our Trifi. He's done like a great job. He has lots of NFTs there. So we aim everybody to do the same. Okay, guys, this has been like a great call. Honestly, this started to be one of my favorite moments of the week, for sure, from my work. If no one wants to say anything else, thank you so much for everything. We'll see you in 2 weeks, February 7. Stay tuned and see you soon. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Have a great week. See you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys in February.